Well, one of the things I believe is that come this E3 or this June showcase, I do think we're going to see Microsoft kind of go back to that other show we had. What was it 2020 or 2021? The one that they showed us. They showed us
long term
Left 4 Dead.
Long term.
Not Left 4 Dead. What the hell's
that was a 2020 show.
State of
that
Decay?
State of Decay, yes, god damn it. State of Decay 3, when they showed us
Perfect
all
Dark,
those games, right?
Mhm.
And we're finally starting to see those games that they're going to come out, right? So I think we're going to see those games come forward, and then I think they're going to announce your next slew of games that are further out, right? So basically mimicking that same show with like, here are a lot of games that are coming in the future, right? Just to kind of be able to set that, like that path, right? Give us the roadmap of what's to come later, because we already have the roadmap till 2025, 2026. What's after that?
I feel like they can do that with a lot more confidence now, right?
Mhm.
So the thing about it is that I feel like they are, first of all, they're being very verbal as to how they're being treated, right? So it's very much so appreciated. And I think this is so important for them because, we do know that they needed to pump out certain games to go ahead and bring in that money. So I think part of this, the tactics of this is to kind of get their creative juices flowing and kind of see what they could have put on, like they could possibly have in there that's on hold or that they have thought about to kind of bring it to forward, right? I do feel like they had a lot of baggage, right, before they were purchased. And I think right now, if Phil keeps giving them that breathing room to kind of get creative, we could see a lot of special games coming from them.
Yeah, like Fallout,
Other
I think
than
would be
pumping out.
a perfect announcement to have.
Yeah.
Like similar to like a Outer Worlds 2, right? Where they
Yes.
just gave us a video to say, hey, it's coming. That'll be the easiest thing for them
It
to
would be
do.
great, but
to
they
put together
also
for
have
Fallout 5.
to they have to back it, right? So they have to have that kind of in their mindset. They can't just say, well, the show is popping, so let's go ahead and say
Of
we're
course.
gonna,
Well, they definitely have it in the mindset, right? Fallout 5 is 100% on the roadmap. So
Yeah,
it's just
for sure.
reminding
Mhm.
us now, because the TV show is so popular, just putting the official 100% was going to happen. Bethesda only has 3 IPs that they
and
make.
I get that. I just feel
Yeah.
before they parade things around, they have to be so careful because they're held to a certain standard.
Of course. I think what they could do in the meantime, I think they should at least master or remaster or remake Fallout 1 to 3 and Fallout New Vegas. If they do that, that'll create a lot more content for Game Pass, like those remasters coming. Also, people from PC and people from PlayStation, they will have to get the new remaster versions. That'll be like a good thing to do. And also, those games, I feel like they need it and they could use that because they didn't age that well. Specifically, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, they're like a little, like a little clunky. At least the controllers. I'm good with the graphics. I don't really care that much, but the controllers, they could use like a good, like, you know what I mean? Like a good.
They're gonna go in one way, they gotta go in the other way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fix the controls, you fix the fucking graphics. I want that shit to be great.
Yeah. Make it look good. Make it look good, and now it's a good time for it because it's hype. And now it'll bring back to people who never played. Fallout 3 is from 2008 or something. So imagine that, how long and how many of these kids haven't been able to play those games. So when you introduce these games to them, it's like it would be like a brand new game because it's been like over decades that nobody has seen, a new version of Fallout 3, for example. So I think that's a good place to start. Start with the games at least. Announce like a remaster, maybe like the upgrades like they did with Fallout 4. Now the next week there's a new next gen patch for Fallout 4. So that are going to improve graphics, frame rate. They're going to add a little bit of more flavor to the graphics. All in all, they're gonna make it look a little and feel a little bit better. So that's great. That's great. So that's what they should do, at least because of the hype.
Yeah, so for the showcases, what I understand is the Dev Direct is kind of this year. The June showcase is sort of the next year and a half. And then they'll throw a surprise in there. So that's kind of what I understand of what they do with those, just to throw that out there, right? So I don't know that they're going to give you like a roadmap. However,
So you
when
don't,
there's
but
the
you don't think
next
we
gen
already have
console,
that?
well, look,
Because I
they
don't
gave
think they
us a
want to end up
roadmap.
like PlayStation, right? Right. So PlayStation's
That's not going
roadmap
to happen
came
anymore,
and
right? They
went.
have too many studios.
No.
So
I'm sorry. I don't mean, we know logically that this is not happening, right? But we're talking about the millions of people who don't know how many studios Xbox has. They have no
Yep.
idea what studios are Xbox. They just know what games were announced and what is not announced, right? So
Yep.
right now, when these people are looking to buy a console, right? For them to be like, oh, a new Fallout is coming sometime in the future, let me get an Xbox, right? Like
so
you're running
that's
up
what I was
to
going to
that
So
line.
you're
say.
saying pimp out your shit, like let everybody know.
I'm saying the next gen conversation is a different one, right? So when you bring up your next gen, then you do have to showcase what your next gen's about, right? And that's what they did last time, right? They did that with that big showcase. That was the whole, here's our next gen roadmap, right? This is what you're going to get with the Series X and Series S, right? And that's kind of what you have, and that's coming out, right? Those are all now coming out on this generation. So they probably are going to have to do something similar. It's an interesting one though, because they really just have a lot of games now, and they may not even need to, just because the sheer number of games, it'll just keep rolling. So we'll see what they actually showcase. I kind of like the idea of Far Out games are at like the Game Awards, right? Put out OD and Blade and blow everybody's mind, right? And say, okay, cool, come to our platform. That's going to be here, right? And that might be 3 years out. We don't know how long those are going to be, but Blade, I would expect it's probably going to be a few years at least, right? And that's what they'll probably continue with. I think the showcase will continue to be stuff that you should be expecting within a couple of years, a year and a half, right? They want to make it the next year, right? But they ran into problems, right, with delays, and they're like, okay, if we say it was going to come out and then it doesn't come out, then we get all this egg on our face, because if we somehow delay something like everybody else does, we get destroyed. Everybody else is okay. Because that like everybody delays stuff. I always called PlayStation the delay station because they delayed everything. But that's okay. It's okay when PlayStation does it, right? It's not okay when Xbox. Xbox, you can't delay anything. You have to be perfect. Okay, fine. You know, it's just the standard bearer of everything. So
Exactly.
I don't know. I feel like part of me, when it comes to these showcases, like obviously I want to see, oh, this is coming this year. Wow, this is coming next year. Wow, dope, right? But I still feel like during the summer showcase, right? Like I get the Game Awards, right? But that's not their show, right?
But that's the beauty of it, see, don't you think? The fact that it's not their show, it's kind of like everybody has their eyes on this show, whether you play Xbox or not, whether you have an Xbox or not. That's the time to really pick things to pimp out on. This is more of an intimate situation where you want to let your fans know, like, listen, we're working, this is coming now, this is coming soon. Like, it's more contained of a situation.
I mean, the
Rather
problem.
than kapow.
So the problem I have with all this is that we already know the big games that are lined up for the next 2 years, pretty much, right? Like we know the big ones, right? Like sure, they can kind of spring some big ones on us, like, hey, guess what? This other game's coming out this year. Sure, right? But highly unlikely, right? Like they rarely do big games in a way where it's like, hey, this is the game and it's out this year or next. Normally, when you see a big game, it's a game coming sometime in the future, right? And we already have a lot of those that we've already seen, right? So like we're running out, meaning like what's the name? Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Right? So we saw that trailer that was just literally a fake trailer. They just put it together, has no bearing on anything, right? So next up is going to be a trailer that actually resembles what they're planning to do with this game, right? But again, even then, we're still a few years out from that one, right? So that game, I still see it as a something that they're going to show us again, but we're still far away, right? So I don't even think they need to show it to us because they still got Valve coming out this year, right? So we're not going to see that one till next year. So Outer Worlds still kind of qualifies as one of those far out games that we know is coming. So is Elder Scrolls 6, right? Same boat, right? We know that game's coming, but it's far out, right? Okay, cool. But like outside of that, like we don't have that. And I like having that kind of
you want to be teased. You want the excitement.
Because we have a lot coming now. So it's not like I'm waiting only for this future. I just like to know that there's something crazy coming later. Like I would love for them to have a trailer this summer for the next Halo being made.
Yeah,
I would love it. Give us a sneak.
Great. I think it's time too.
Absolutely.
Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
No, you said it's time.
That I think it's time that they show a new Halo. But go ahead, Hargy.
So for every one of you out there, there's like 20 critics that say, "Oh my god, they showed this thing. Where the hell is this game? Why hasn't it come out already? I don't understand. Microsoft can't make game. Xbox sucks." This is what happens, right? And they keep getting that feedback, and they're like, "Okay, well, we can't show them stuff that's going to be far out because then we'll get lambasted. We can't show them games that might get a release date skip because, then they'll tell us we can't release games and we're morons and we had to delay the game." Like everything they do, it's always over analyzed, right? And so they're just trying to do the best they can. And this is the problem, right? I agree with you. I like the tease. It's cool, right? To show me an Outer Worlds 2 tease like that, I know it's going to be a long time away. Fine. I don't care. That's fine. It's cool to know that it's coming, right? But that's not the world they live in. Everything they do gets overanalyzed. So I agree. I would love that. I just don't think they're going to do it because they've been blasted so many times that they're like, all right, what's going to work? And I got to say, the last few times, but the last few showcases have been great, right? What they've done, small chunks, exactly what you need to know. Here you go, right? It's been very good. So
I mean, I feel like they just have so much shit that their show can literally just be tiered.
That's
right?
the problem
Where
now,
you have a tier of games that are coming this year, right? You want to show off some of those games, right? Great. Then you have another part of the show where where you start showing some next year stuff, right? Like, oh, look at this stuff coming, right? Great.
Yep.
And then you show some games. Doesn't have to be a whole bunch. Give me
You want to
2
break
or 3
down
games, maybe 2, just something of, hey, and this is what's to come. For instance, show me the new Doom, not the Doom. What is it? Quake, whatever ID's working on, right? Show us that, right? Gear 6, show us that, right? At the end, right? I know it's not this year.
Yeah.
Is it next year? I don't know. We already got 4 big games next year lined up that are not, Gear 6, right? So
more than 4 games. There's too many games. There's a lot.
Exactly. So sure, that'll be a 2026 game, right? Is that going to be a launch? I don't know. Fucking show me shit. Just show me. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see.
I think the opportunity is there with the next gen. I think that's where they get the opportunity to say, we're going to tease you games that are out, and we're just going to tell you these games are not going to come out in the next year. They're going to be a while out, but we're just going to tease you with a whole bunch of things that are coming. Right. I think that's a good time to do that.
Isn't that an awesome way to do it without saying it's next gen? Because if you're telling us this game doesn't have a release date, not coming this year, not coming next year, well, when is it going to fucking come? Well, I guess it's going to come for next gen, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way you do it, So,
yeah,
I don't know.
They also just have a lot of games to show, right? Games that really are coming out in the next year or two.
That's also true.
So we will see what that looks like. That showcase is going to be crazy. And it's 2 hours, something like that. We don't even know, right? But I think it's going to be nuts.
And they have to just go all in, bro. Give us a nice 2.5 hour show. Just give me the segments that I want. Updates on what we got, know is coming. Updates on shit that you already revealed. Like, let's see more now, right? Which, State of Decay 3, the Perfect Dark, right? Fable. Give us more, right? South of Midnight.
I would love it. I would love it to have absolutely crazy things like this. Xbox Plus. Pick one. You want Take-Two. I would love that too. But Square. Sega.
Oh, you think they'll announce one of those like that at the
imagine?
Would it because that was the rumor. The rumor was that they wanted to get Square, that they wanted to get it done before showcase. Yeah,
holy shit.
That's the rumor, that they wanted to get something like that. So that's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Who knows, right?
That's genius.
That's vicious.
Imagine they do that.
I
at
love
Showcase.
it.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine the pony tears on that day?
Oh my god! Like, could you
Oh.
imagine if they could do like at the showcase? We
That'd be
acquire. I don't
wild.
care what they acquire. Right, let's go Xbox Plus something. Like, it'd be
They-
really awesome, especially if
They
it's
could
published.
just announce that and end the show. That's it. They could literally just do that, bro. Drop the mic like this. Boom. That's it. I'm out.
Yeah, it
There's no games.
won't be the
No
beginning. It'll
way.
be somewhere near the end. Xbox Plus.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
if Bill does a mic drop, I will freaking die. That would be insane. But real